So it's been a couple of weeks since I did the EJ engine teardown and found out what was so special about Subaru's EJ engine. And that got me thinking, what's so special about the Subaru platform that houses that EJ engine? So today we're here at Luddenham Raceway. I've collected a bunch of mates that have got a bunch of EJ powered cars, and I'm gonna ask them, what's so special about your EJ powered Subaru? So today at the track, we've got a bunch of Subarus. We've got a GC, a GD, a couple of GDs, a GH, and even a Levorg. But they've all got different levels of modification, so we're not going to be flat out circuit racing them or drag racing them against each other, because it simply wouldn't be fair. But what we're trying to do is get an idea of what the drivers like about each of their Subaru WRXs and their Levorg, this WRX cult car, to understand why people are so in love with the Subaru WRX and their EJ motors. Hey buddy, how you going?
Hey, what's happening?
Dude, what are you doing? It's just the WRX day.
What do you mean WRX? It was Subaru.
I said like, bring your Subaru.
Subaru Rex. It'll be the fastest Rex here.
All right, I'll come and talk to the real WRX guys. The first generation of the Impreza was the GC. Introduced in 1992, this model continued until the year 2000 with a facelift in 1998. It was powered by the then new EJ20 Turbo, which in its most powerful version, the 1997 STi, made 276 horsepower. Aaron's is the 1999 wagon variant with a factory engine plus some bolt-on goodies.
My name is Aaron. This is my 99 WRX GF8 wagon. It has a standard engine, a standard auto transmission. It has a VF28 STi Turbo, custom downpipe with custom exhaust, and KYB shock absorbers.
Oh, first Subaru thing, you hear that, a bit of a scrape, what's going on there?
Bit of extra body roll. The springs are a little bit too soft, you know.
Nice.
This is the cruiser to get to work and back. I actually sold my Triton U because I had this at the same time, and I went on an IKEA trip and I actually fit more in this car than the Triton. So
Subaru's probably a bit special for you because you, your family, everyone about you, I know we're all rally guys.
yeah.
So it's a bit of a silly question to ask, but what's with the Subaru, like why for you? Why do you like this thing?
Subaru Motorsport heritage. I mean, I grew up loving the GC8 shape. So I've owned multiple GC8 Subarus, and when this wagon came on the market, it was just too good at the time to pass up.
What, it's got what, 300 on it? So
300,000.
3 engines, I guess?
Same engine.
No, it hasn't.
Same engine, yep. I knew the previous owner, and he had it since it had done 100,000 Ks. And his wife drove it to work and back. He lived out in the country, and it's the same engine.
You know what? For the age of the car, it's got the Momo wheel. It feels nice. No clunks, no rattles in here. It feels tight. It feels nice.
Yeah.
Have you had to do a lot to the suspension in the thing to get it to feel like this?
So it has STi control arms,
Right.
the alloy control arms. They're a little bit stronger than the stock. I think it's got GD arms, so for the later model, so it's a little bit wider track.
Right.
Probably hence why the wheels are touching the guards, but the balance of the car from stock is just really, really good. Handling, stopping, like you said, for its era, was quite advanced.
So this had 4-piston calipers.
Yep, 4-piston front, single sliding rear in this wagon model.
All right. Well, how about we take this one in and get into the next model? Move up a few years. Now the Nissans all smell exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if every Subaru smells the same. The second generation, the GD, was introduced in the year 2000 with its famous, or rather infamous, Bugeye design. It had 2 facelifts, one in 2002 and the other in 2006. Both the WRX and the STi moved to an EJ25 in 2005. The most powerful of these made 295 horsepower in the STi variant.
My name is Arthur. This is my 05 WRX. It's got an NVIDIA N1 catback exhaust, turbo smart blower valve, and other than that, it's fairly stock.
bonnet scoop at the front looks way more aggressive.
Yeah, it's a bit more aggressive. So that's the STi bonnet scoop that we've added to it.
Yeah, right.
Just to give it that bit more of an aggressive look. So
Yeah, for sure. Sounds awesome straight away.
yeah, that's the NVIDIA N1 catback. So it is a resonated version, so it's not too loud, little bit drony, but it's pretty good. Initially, this was my fiance's everyday, daily commute car.
Yeah, right.
And she upgraded to a bit of a Forester STi, and instead of selling this, I said, oh, I'll take it on board and daily it myself. So
you've got a love for this then. So you've got a Forester, your missus got a Forester,
Yes.
you've got this, both everyday cars.
Yep.
Why did you choose this over, say, like a Nissan platform or a Mazda platform or something else? Why the Subaru?
Well, this one purely because one, awesome daily commute, gets me to A and B and back, but also if I want to take it for a spirited drive, that's a quick little car. So we love them, we know them back to front, because obviously we've worked on them a bit, but yeah, we just know them back to front, so that's pretty much why we kept it on the Subaru platform.
And it's a personality thing, right? That like, if you've both got the Subarus, your friends know you as that, like that's kind of the group that you're in. Or
Yeah,
have all your mates got them?
Well, we're actually part of a little bit of a Subaru group in the Hills area.
Right.
So we take them out to regular meets, and it's a good get-together with all the different types of Subarus.
And that's a lot about what the car scene is about, right? It's about, you know, making new friends and meeting new people.
That's it, getting out, group of friends.
When you take it out for a drive, this over another car that you might drive around in.
I mean, just one, it handles awesome, and it does have that iconic Boxer rumble. Like, you can't mistake it for something else. So that's my highlight really of it.
Mate, and the colour, like,
you have to have a blue if you've got a Subaru.
this is the colour. Yeah, I love it. I'm a bit nervous about the next one because I think it's got a little bit of power. The GD received another facelift in 2006 with the Hawkeye replacing the Blobeye. Dave's 2006 STi is the most modified car we've got here. It's powered by a built EJ25 with a Garrett GT35 frame turbocharger, a front-mounted intercooler, and an upgraded fuel system.
My name's Dave. This is my 06 Hawkeye STi. It's been terrific for me and I love it.
All right, well, my first impression of this car is as soon as you get in, this is like starting to get into European luxury in here compared to the earlier variants. The feel of the interior, the smell of it, it feels like this is a fancy car. Subaru started to change when they got into this thing. Why have you got a WRX of all cars? How did you start into the whole Subaru platform?
To be honest, my first sort of WRX was an RS Turbo Liberty.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and I'd had Falcons before that, like Ford Falcons, and just could not believe the difference in the handling. The handling of the four-wheel drive Subaru system was just out of this world compared to anything else I'd driven.
So this is the 06. What makes this one special? Why did you settle on this? And you've done engine build on this yourself.
Yeah, no, I just like the look of this model. It's funny with Subaru, a lot of times they bring a car out and you look at it and you think, oh, yuck, and then they grow on you, and this was a similar case. I didn't particularly like them when I first saw them, this Hawkeye model, but grew on me and I wouldn't change it now.
So this thing is a powerful car that's set up as a real track car, and you can feel it in the car. That feels incredible. Like, it feels like there's no scrubbing, there's no grinding, there's no twisting. Mate, and as it comes on, you know that the thing's got some mumbo, like it wants to go.
Well, that was another thing with the WRX. I love the way they come on. It's like having a big cam in another car, you know. It's when the turbo cuts in, it's that extra power you get then is terrific.
Now for me, the pick of all of these cars is the 2 litre. I'm a massive EJ20 fan, and the 05 WRX is a really good base for modification. The 05 STi is also even better again. They have a semi-closed deck, forged pistons, and they've got heaps of goodies, so prime for modification. All of those memes you see online about head gaskets and that sort of stuff really did start with the 2.5 litre. These are much more resilient to head gasket failure, so base modifications, they're way more susceptible to living as opposed to exploding. My tip for keeping EJs alive is always check your oil level. You can't check it enough. These things inherently burn a little bit of oil, and if you're at a track day or something, you're always going to see the oil level drop, and oil surge is definitely what kills big end bearings in these, so make sure you check your oil level.
2007 saw the introduction of the Impreza Gen 3, known as the GR model. Both the WRX and the STi were powered by a turbocharged EJ25, making up to 305 horsepower in the limited STi Spec C edition.
Hi, my name's Dan. This is my 08 WRX. It's stock except for a radiator and a backyard exhaust.
Power windows, we've got sat nav, it's got cruise control, it's got all of the nice stuff. So this is probably what you'd have to say is the first one that has become a family set, like a family hatch, and then the sedan obviously as well of this era. Why were you interested in this particular car when you bought this?
So when I bought it, I just had a Subaru Liberty, and I love that sound of the boxer engine. Couldn't knock it. So I went, right, I want another Subaru. I love the all-wheel drive. So within my budget, this was a really nice power upgrade. And I really liked the hatch shape. So it just ticked all the boxes, and that was me.
So this is getting interesting because everyone I've spoken to so far has owned a couple of Subarus. It's not like you've had one and gone, oh, not for me, I'm out. Everyone's gone from one style of Subaru into another one. So what is it about this particular, what is it that you love about it so much? Why do you keep going back to a Subaru or to an EJ?
It's hard to put your finger on, but I love the sound of the boxer engine. That's always what brings me back. Especially with unequal headers and that kind of thing. Like it gives a note that no other engine can replicate.
This is a different style of car, I think, to the 01 to 05 and the 06 variant, where this feels a lot more luxurious, a lot more family hatch style compared to the boy racer of the 06 model. If you can take this thing on a track today and then tomorrow put your baby seat in the back, or the next day put your mountain bike and a whole bunch of your tools or whatever the case, an all-rounder car, you can see that things have started to morph into that, because gone are the days where you could have a 2000 model WRX race car and also require a family car.
Absolutely, it's an all-in-one.
The number one question, reliability. How's it been so far since you've owned it?
Not great, to be honest, but it's just a bit of a problem with buying a car of this age. I bought it at about 170,000 Ks.
Right.
So at that age, the engine starts to show, and so the engine's been rebuilt once. Gearbox is still original. Everything else is more or less still original.
Seems pretty common thread. So if you've had one engine, 200,000 Ks, that means you've got another 200,000 on that engine. But 200,000 on this car, it's of high build quality.
It is, it's lasted well.
Steering wheel, all the door handles, the trims. This feels like a really well built, really nice car. Now you might be thinking, hang on, this video is all about EJ powered cars, so what's a Levorg doing here? Well, this is not your normal Levorg. It is in fact powered by an EJ25. Marty's conversion included not just the engine, but also the transmission, front end, interior, all sourced from a 2018 EJ powered STi.
My name is Marty from Mighty Car Mods. This is my 2017 Levorg, which I've actually STi swapped with a 2018 STi. So it's got an EJ25, the full 6-speed running gear, the big diff in the back, and yes, it is a wagon, so it's a little bit different, but I think it's an absolutely epic car.
So cheating a tiny bit, because this was FA, but to turn up today you needed to be EJ powered, so I appreciate you putting in the effort to put an EJ in this for us. That was really nice.
Not only was it F, it was FB16, a 1.6 litre,
Yeah,
the base model, the absolute base model.
Mate.
And we fixed it with an EJ.
So it's a funny comparison to get into this. Obviously the dash is space age immediately. We've launched into the future from the sort of 2010-ish model.
Correct.
Interestingly, the seats.
Oh, these are Levorg seats. Don't hold these against me.
So we didn't transfer the seats
because they were mouldy. Because the ones
good.
in the wreck had been rained on through the broken window, and they got rained on. This is like conversion problems.
Like, you've been a Subaru fan forever.
20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then not being able to get an actual clutched manual car, where you've taken it into your own hands and made a.
That's great.
I would argue that it's a factory, brand new manual car.
Yep. So the most modern, basically, like 2018 STi. So they kept that going for a few years.
Okay.
And it's at the moment we are factory. It's the factory STi suspension, diffs, gearbox, engine management. Everything is stock at the moment. It's not going to stay that way because I can apply all the mods you could do to a 2018 STi to this car, even though it looks different. And it goes good. Like
I love it, and it's still though all the way back to the beginning of the Subaru thing. There's no. It's not howling to do what we're doing. It's balanced, it's low, it's flat.
Yeah.
How did you go pulling all the stuff out of the STi into the Levorg? Is the thing still balanced like a Subaru from your past experience?
Yeah, surprisingly it is. I thought because we had the weight of the rear windows and the wagonness of it, I thought I was expecting problems, but I'm so happy with how it sticks to the road and handles, and it's just more modern. Like my other Subaru wagon's 2003 model, and you can feel the difference. Like this feels modern. It's got all the conveniences, but it's also it's fast enough. I mean, and we dynoed this and it was 180 of the wheels. Stop.
And it feels. It's a big car, but it feels agile and snappy.
And like that's plenty of, like, for a track like this, that's plenty of power. Like, that's good. Can I tell you a fun Subaru fact?
Yeah.
So in the 90s, Subaru was struggling, especially in America, to sell cars, and so they did some market research and they were trying to work out what kind of people bought them. It was individualist outdoors people, educators, professional technical professionals, which I would consider you, for maybe myself to a degree, and people that like camping. And they went, well, let's focus on those people. And they focused on people that wanted all-wheel drive, who lived in cold areas where it was snowing, and they sold through the roof and have ever since.
Now, as much as I joke about the EJ platform, I do love them and I do respect them because they power a hell of a car, but there are some things you do have to look out for. The first thing, like Benny was talking about, I'm sure, was the servicing. Making sure you change the oil in the things as much as possible because they need as many oil changes as they can get, whether they're burning the oil or whether they're coking something up. It's something that you really should be doing to your EJ platform. Tuning wise, there's a few things to look out for on these compared to other engines like the Mitsubishis or the Toyotas or the Nissans or the Fords or whatever the case. In the EJ style platform, there's a couple of things. They don't really like cylinder pressure that much. So what that means is that if we've got a tiny turbocharger, we want to make sure that we're not cramming all the boost in it all down low at, say, 2000 RPM, 1800 RPM. That's when we start to see some detonation happening. That's why something that is a lot nicer to do on an EJ platform, put a bigger turbocharger on it. Yes, it's going to lose some of that down low, but it's going to make a hell of a lot more power up top, and you're not going to be able to put all that boost pressure in it and that cylinder pressure in it down low, the thing that kills them. On cylinder pressure, ignition timing is also really important on the Subaru engine. We know that they like to crack ringlands, that's another meme. The head gasket thing, another meme. Subaru, thanks for all the memes. Putting too much ignition timing in them down low, getting them to detonate is a sure way to crack a ringland. In turn, you'll end up with that blow-by, it'll be down a cylinder, down on compression, and you'll be rebuilding your Subaru again. So ignition timing, knock control is really important to configure for your Subaru engine. On the same note there, so talking about pre-ignition or detonation, the target air-fuel ratio. So again, in any other style of engine, running a power level of, say, 250 kilowatts or 280 kilowatts in an EJ platform, we'd be looking at an air-fuel ratio of something like 10.5 or 10.8 to 1 in the petrol AFR scale. Whereas if it was, say, the competition, an Evo engine, we might be looking at an air-fuel ratio of 12.5 or 12.8 to 1. Essentially what that means is that the Subaru engine likes to run richer. It likes to do that to control the combustion temperature and to have a long, happy life.
Benny's 1990 Rex is as stock as they come, powered by a supercharged 660cc inline 4-cylinder, the Rex makes a whopping 64 horsepower. Well, it probably made that much when it left the Subaru production line 32 years ago, but I'm pretty sure we've lost a few of those ponies since then.
My name's Benny, and this is my Rex. Yes, it's a Rex. A little bit different to all the other cars behind me, but should be this much fun.
We just round the corner.
Don't worry about
I leant on the door.
Don't worry about the wind noise.
But the bloody door opened. The wind
It's
coming in the hole.
It didn't open.
So, the dash, there's not much of a impact zone here, so if we do get in trouble, we're fully in trouble.
We are the impact zone.
All right, we just went through the evolution of the real Rex. The WRX.
What do you mean? This is the real Rex.
All right.
This is a 1990 Rex.
Holy, and what motor is in it?
660cc supercharged inline 4.
Could it be the most reliable 4-cylinder?
Well, I mean, it still runs after 30 years, so...
How many Ks it got on it though?
48,000.
Yeah, so these are... Jesus Christ, all right. What is it that you love about the Subaru platform? Tell me quick so I can get out of this thing.
It's just like Lego. The best thing is you can literally pull stuff from cars 30 years in age difference. Prime example, Marty's Levorg, you could put those Brembo calipers on any Subaru all the way back to like 1989 pretty much.
Yeah, and that is extraordinary.
The fact that you can just mix and match stuff, and they were very smart in the way they engineered a lot of stuff to reuse tooling or componentry from earlier models, like driveline swaps, engine swaps were pretty simple. The biggest hang up actually with Subarus with engine swaps was the wiring was all integrated into one loom. Right. So not like a Nissan where typically the engine harness was separate from the chassis loom. So converting Subarus, the one thing that was always a challenge was the wiring, and back in the day Al was actually
he was the king,
big in the Subaru scene. Like, he was the go-to guy for wiring harnesses.
They all drive great, they feel good, they've all worn well, and they've all aged well, and I think that's what's important. They're beautiful cars. Let's go in and see them before it starts to pour. But even if it does rain, the only car I don't want to be in today,
probably this one,
is this one.
So what is it about Subarus, particularly EJ-powered Subarus, that have got people so excited? It's not just all about how many valves you got, how many turbos you've got, your balance and all this sort of stuff. Now, I know Subaru people generally like to nerd out on that. I've got symmetrical all-wheel drive, and I've got a balanced chassis, and I've got this and that. At the end of the day, it's a car to get you to and from work, but it's also what that car allows you to do, how it opens up your life to other opportunities, whether that's, you know, camping, towing your boat around your box trailer, fixing your house up, putting your mates in the car, putting your kids in the car, all these kind of things, but also just having that little bit of fun. Is it more fun than a Toyota Corolla wagon? Absolutely. Is it more fun than half the other boring, bland cars out there? Absolutely. It's just got that little bit extra, and the all-wheel drive makes it all that sweeter because you've got traction all the time.
Now, that's certainly been a cracker of a day, and to be honest, I don't really sit too well in the passenger seat, so I have been queasy most of the day while I've been able to chat with the guys while they've been driving me around Luddenham Raceway. So specifically, what is it about the Subaru WRX? It's not the EJ engine, it's not the individual car, it's the combination. They can go to their car clubs and they all love their EJ-powered Subarus equally. They don't care if they have to rebuild them every 100,000 Ks, they love it, and that's part of the lifestyle. So today when the guys turned up, we asked them to fill out a questionnaire, and one of those questions was, what is your favourite Subaru WRX of all time? So Josh has got our notes over here. Let me have a bit of a look through this, and the list from everyone, 99 WRX STi 2-door, and I agree. I still think that's the nicest looking Subaru ever made, and of any of the car variants of anything. What do you think? What's your favourite STi of all time? Leave it in the comments below. I'm sure we'll fight it out there. As always, thanks very much for watching. My name's Scott, and I'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button. We put out a new video every week, and sometimes even two. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content.